On Tuesday, GBC reported that up to 8 homeless people accommodated at the retreat centre were facing eviction. They've since received letters from the government giving them a 5-day extension. They're being asked to vacate by Sunday. The government wants to use the retreat centre as an isolation facility for confirmed or suspected cases of COVID-19. The government's maintained that the homeless individuals knew the arrangement was temporary and have had over 3 weeks to find somewhere else to live. The opposition has joined the conversation, saying GSD MPs have been in contact with some of the individuals. Last month, the government told Parliament it had allocated 11 flats to be used as emergency housing to homeless men. The GSD says if the government has announced a scheme to provide emergency housing in lieu of a promised halfway house, then there should be transparency on the qualification criteria, and if some of these men qualify for government housing but not for this scheme, then proper reasons should be provided as to why. This echoes a call from Pressure Group Action for Housing for clarity on the process for allocating these 11 flats. At the time of producing this report, the government had not responded to this point. It did say that the 11 flats earmarked to help men in need are in a state of refurbishment undergoing construction works, and some, for example, are still without bathrooms. In the meantime, the government says it's offered alternative accommodation to the retreat centre's temporary residents at either the Emil Hostel for £20 a day or at the Sunrise Motel for £9.50 a week. GBC understands that one individual has accepted this option and at least another is considering it. The government, the opposition and Action for Housing agree it would be wrong for these individuals to jump the queue to the top of the housing waiting list, especially given some are not even entitled to government housing. The GSD accepts this but says where there is genuine hardship, the government should assist on a temporary basis. It says that apart from the men, there are also 2 women at the retreat centre and expresses hope that they might be provided with temporary accommodation at the women's refuge or somewhere else. The government stresses that since March, those at the retreat centre have been given temporary accommodation free of charge, with free food, free security, free room cleaning and free laundry changes, and the use of a day room with television. Number 6 says that on 3 occasions, a multi-agency team met with 15 individuals in order to support them. 1 individual went into Bruce's farm, another is being repatriated to Morocco, and another is already in the Emil Hostel. Yet another, who did meet the housing criteria for allocation and who was at the top of the housing waiting list, has actually been accommodated in line with his entitlement. The government feels the people of Gibraltar have assisted these people in an hour of need and borne their costs for 5 months. It says this was reasonable in the exceptional circumstances posed by the COVID-19 pandemic, but says everyone will understand that this situation of having everything for free cannot simply continue indefinitely. It says it would be very sad to see the renowned generosity of the people of Gibraltar being taken advantage of. In conclusion, the GST says it would not be humane to kick them out on the streets on Sunday. But the government says it's very easy for the opposition to criticise from the sidelines, adding if the GST believes that these people should continue to be subsidised by the taxpayer, then they should have the courage to say it. As things stand, the individual's stay at the retreat centre is set to come to an end on Sunday. Number 6 believes this should have given them plenty of time to find alternative accommodation. But speaking to the individuals, the reality is that some have not been able to. They expect to be out on the streets by the end of the weekend.